You just sit there and pick the defenses apart. Do you think that we extended Decker and Alim before the start of the season? I think we do. Before the start of this season, no. I don't think they'll do it to the start of this. Big West, even though I'm actually with you. I want them to do it before the start of the season because the price is only going to go up for Alim McNeill. Expecting he's sitting next to DJ Reader now. So he's going to have a big season. He's probably banking on himself a little bit. So that Taylor Decker, I would like to get it done, maybe extend him for a couple years. Maybe that one gets done. I don't think they will, though. I think they'll sit and wait a little bit. But I'm with you, Big West. I hope they do. I really hope they do. So I hope I'm wrong. Goff had a championship coming in. Stafford walk into no record worth mentioning. Yeah, look, Stafford's a good quarterback, and I'm not trying to take that away. But my thing was saying is when he was in Detroit, the media crapped on him. When he's in LA, as soon as the trade happened, they loved him. And it's the same thing with Jared Goff. He was loved in the Rams. He had a bad year or two, and then all of a sudden he's the garbage. He goes to Detroit, and they think he's the mouth breather. He eats crayons and weird stuff, and he licks windows. But that's not the case. It's just not the case. Two of my favorite quarterbacks were that mobile Peyton and Brady. Yeah, 100%. From 50 yards. Who do you think has more catches, Khalif or Donovan Peoples-Jones? I'll go Khalif Raymond here. Khalif Raymond, I think, will get a more of the catches because he's going to get targeted a lot. Khalif Raymond is awesome. I think he is the number 3, and I think Donovan Peoples-Jones will be number 4. So that's my statement right there. Do you think that Taylor Decker walks? He will move Penei to yes. If Taylor Decker were not to come back, Penei Sewell is going to be the left tackle. Period. That's what's going to happen. If Taylor Decker's back, Penei will be right tackle. So if some reason Decker's not here, next year down the road or whatever, it would be Penei. Vaki looks very interesting prospect. Do you think they would take over kicker punter and allow Raymond? Yes, I do. I think that Sione Vaki is going to be a special teams ace, and you're going to see him on offense as well. Theoretic type of player. We don't know fully with, kickoffs, how it's going to work out with the new rules. We're going to watch in training camp, but I do think Vaki will be the guy. Hashtag F to Bears. I love Netflix, but I think RB3 will be great camp battle between him and Vaki. Look, I love Craig Reynolds too, and I think they are going to battle it out for number 3 on the depth chart. All 4 of the running backs are going to be on the team. Vaki, Craig Reynolds, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Those 2 can battle it out for RB3. That's great. But yeah, I think that, and let the best man win. If Vaki is better than Craig Reynolds, then of course make it number 3. But I love Craig Reynolds. And Craig Reynolds fine. I think we have the best running back room in all football. Micro, do you think that the Decker re-signs? Will him and Sewell flip positions? If re-signs, Taylor Decker is a left tackle. He's not going to move left. He's not going to move. If he re-signs, he's going to be the left tackle, period. They're not going to move Penei Sewell to left side and Taylor Decker to the right. Taylor Decker's not going to be a right tackle. He's already said it before. That's just the way it is. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a sleeper this year. Look, I think he's going to have more yards than a lot of people expect. 500 yards. That would be great. I consider that a sleeper, James Janella. I'm with you 110%. I think we sign. I don't think we sign any more free agents unless somebody gets hurt. I agree 100% Big West, unless it's a camp body, like some guy who's just trying to make a roster. That's going to happen all the time throughout the year. But if you're talking about a major signing, I don't think it's going to happen until roster cuts. Look, I think they're just going to go with what they got. If no one shows out at the wide receiver position, or if no one shows on an edge, they'll sign somebody before week 1. I think they're good. I think they're going to sit there. Robert Woods, if he gets released, that would be one I'd watch for the 53. That's really it right now. Unless some great edge rusher gets released or something crazy happens, I'm with you. How good can the cornerback room be? Oh, how good it can be. It could be top 10 in the NFL. I think it's going to be really good by the end of the season. Start. There's going to be ups and downs. It's a bit, but already, even week 1, this secondary is 1,000 times better than it was last year. But I think they could be a top 10. Do I think they get to that status this year? Probably not. I think that's their ceiling, though. I think that this corner this year is probably going to be mid-level, and that's fantastic. Last year, we were probably the worst cornerback room in football. We were 29, 30, 31, 32, somewhere there. I think we'll be, between, 14 through 17. That's kind of where I think the Detroit Lions corner is going to be, and that's a significant upgrade, and that will be huge. Lions going to win games simply because of that. We need all 4 running backs. I agree. We're going to need them all. And each running back has a different asset to them, and that's what makes them so vital. So Jahmyr Gibbs is the fast guy. He's the guy that's going to make the big play, right? He is the big playmaker. David Montgomery is the ground and pound, punch you in the face, but he can make a big play, right? You have Craig Reynolds. He is a running back that does it all. He is in between. He can do Montgomery's work. He can do Jahmyr Gibbs as a pass catcher. Then you got Sione Vaki, who is a bowling ball, but he's fabulous with his hands. So he could be a theoretic. Everyone has a spot in this roster, and it is vital to have all 4 running backs this year. Do you think Caleb Bust Williams will produce in Chicago? Is he a flop? This is interesting because I think when it comes to Caleb Williams, he's going to be a boom or bust type of player. I really do. And it's about his mentality. Generally speaking, players, I always talk about this, that in the NFL, his talent is there, right? You got 1,600 players. These people are talented. Generally speaking, a bust is someone who doesn't have it in the mind, or they have injuries health-wise, right? So it's usually one of those two things. I think he could be a bust. I'm not saying he's going to be, but he better mature up. He is a quarterback, okay? You don't act like a diva at the quarterback position in the NFL, especially as a rookie. Yeah, these veterans on that team, they're married, or they're like, nah, we don't do the diva stuff. So it really depends on Caleb Williams. If he's a diva, he'll be a bust. If he matures up, he won't. DPJ, 5 to 7 touchdowns this season. He is a great red zone during the time in Michigan. He came down with a lot of, he is. He's a big body, right? And what's crazy about Donovan Peoples-Jones is he could play the slot at the big body. He could play on the outside. He can do kick return and punt return as well. He will be a threat in the red zone because he is big. So I agree with you. I think that's where he'll come in handy. Which rookie from last year makes the biggest leap in production? Broderick Martin. He had 0 production last year. Broderick Martin will have production this year. He will make the biggest leap because he barely did anything at all. He maybe like 10 snaps this whole year. So he'll make the biggest leap. If you're talking about the big 4, I would, the top 4 players we drafted last year, I'll go with Jack Campbell will make the biggest leap. What players are you most excited to watch during the preseason games? Hendon Hooker. That is what I'm watching in preseason. My eyes are fully on Hendon Hooker. If you're a Lions fan, you're gonna want to watch preseason all the way through because we want to see Hendon Hooker and his development. So that's what we're all keeping an eye on. He's QB2. We want to see him progress. We want to see him be able to be the backup. We want to see him to get better each preseason game. He's going to get a load of reps in preseason, and that's amazing. This year, we do watch preseason. Every Lions fan needs to be watching it. Disagree? Think about our secondary. 9 Drinks says number 6 secondary. That would be amazing, 9 Drinks. I hope so. Boy, if we're number 6, we're in the Super Bowl. And I really, really hope so. That would be amazing. Super Bowl or bust. Lions Talk Live by Dan. Make sure you check him out. Subscribe to his channel, part of Lions Nation Unite. Good friend. Yeah, to me, it's Super Bowl but I think you have to. You have to make the Super Bowl. We're in the position now that the 49ers have been in for the last couple of years that you have to make a Super Bowl, right? They're this talented. Super Bowl or bust the next couple of years. Alim McNeill getting extended anytime soon. I haven't heard anything on Alim McNeill, Peter, getting extended. I hope he does. I've heard zilch on it. Not a single rumor nor a piece of news on it. I think it'll probably happen after the season. It would be great to happen before the season. I truly hope it does before. Lions lost Josh Reynolds. Do you think the Lions use more 2 or 3 tight end sets this year? I don't think they'll do. I think they'll do the same because Brock Wright is our number 2 tight end, and they use him a lot in blocking, and I don't think that's going to change. So I'm going to go with the same. See, it's Super Bowl season. Took the words out of my mouth at 100%. Taylor Alexis Janella. Thinking of Laporta will top his numbers from last year. Hard to imagine after his rookie year, but betting 1,200 yards and over 10 touchdowns. I'll go with over on the 10 touchdowns because he had 10 last year. And I'll take the over on yards. I think he'll get over 1,000 yards. He was close to 1,000. I think he can get over. I love a top 10 secondary. Dude, that'd be amazing. Yes. Lisa. And this is going to be a shorter show because I'm not feeling the greatest. Murray, just sitting up is difficult for me because my head keeps spinning. So just an FYI. I want to see Hooker. He's got to prove that he's our quarterback too. He's definitely has the tools and time for him to use them. Yeah, and this is the perfect time to utilize his skill set. I want to see a Hooker on game day as well on like fourth downs or just changing to play up with the Wildcat type of play. I would like to see that because he would be better doing that than a running back or anybody else because he can run. Okay, he's got legs, but he also got a cannon. So for him to, if they're doing a trick play, you have Hunt and Hooker out there. Legitimately, you don't know if they're going to pass or run because he could do both. So yeah, I agree. Will Gibbs get more goal line work this year? I say yes, he will. I do believe. I think Gibbs is going to get the more touches this year. Goal line, he's going to get work as well. He's good in the goal line. He's in between the tackles guy. I think the Lions need to give us something at this time of the year. I'm jonesing for football. Lisa DeLorenzo, I'm jonesing for football as well. And we got train camp coming up in about 2 weeks. They will give us something. 2 weeks left of this as lull period. We all hate the lull period. We all get antsy at this time. And I'm with you. Every single Lions fan at this point is like, okay, we're just ready. We're ready to get this thing going. How many yards does Brock Wright get receiving? I'll say 100 yards. Not a lot. He's not the receiving guy, but I'll go with 100 yards this year. Every once in a while, they'll throw him a ball. With the love. Did Traquan make the receiver room? No, he doesn't make I don't believe he makes the receiver room at all. I think it's going to be, here's my prediction for the wide receivers. And that's just the way that I think when it comes to, obviously you're going to have amon-ra, St. Brown. He is your number one guy. Then you got Jameson Williams. He's your number two guy. Khalif Raymond is going to be number 3. Donovan Peoples-Jones, number 4. And this is where it gets interesting. It's after this. I do think that it's going to be probably Antoine Green making it and Darius Fountain, who had really good OTAs in minicamp. I think those, if they go 6, that will be what it